All right, but what's your name?
Alan.
Of course, Alan. But I know that. I said, man, how long you been growing your hair, man?
About 4 years and some change, man.
Dang, you got the wavy texture in there too. Man, you gonna turn that? So what made you decide to turn it off? To cut it off?
Honestly, I haven't seen anybody with a fresh cut in a while. You know, I'm getting up there in age.
Okay.
Everywhere I look around, everybody got braids and locks, man.
Oh, so you gotta switch it up. You gotta
I
be
gotta
different.
switch it up and be different.
Yeah, so I was just messing with you. I saw you in the lobby. You had your bag. I'm like, why you got your? It's a nice double bag. I'm like, what you got your bag for? And you said you just got off the plane and you came from LA for this cut.
For sure.
That's pretty dope, bro. So go ahead. What you say?
I was just saying, I don't think it's anybody in the country that takes its craftsmanship and professionalism to the level you do.
Well, no, I appreciate it, bro. So you get the cut, you go back. When you flight leave back in?
Later on the day around.
Oh shit, you flew in today and leave today.
I flew in yesterday.
Oh, you got here yesterday?
Yesterday, got a little hotel, then shot over here to come see you.
Oh, bro, you was right after the cut. Oh yeah, no, bro. I appreciate. So now I got this pressure on me, and I gotta do a great job. No, I got you, bro. Well, we're gonna do a 2 with the taper, right? Like what it sounded like the one you saw.
Yeah.
Well, man, I appreciate you coming, bro, and I try to do my best to make this the best experience that I can. So let's get to it, man. That's dope, bro. I really appreciate that, for real. Okay, welcome back. It's the Gamechanger. So I'm super excited about this voiceover. This is my boy Alan. Recap. I did the ASMR video on this about a month ago. It did really well. A lot of positive feedback. This is Alan. Alan flew in from LA to get a haircut by me. Never met him, never heard from him. He flew in the same day, got the cut and left out. He flew to Texas just for the haircut, which I was super honored about. He said, you know, it's been a while since he had a fade. He loved how I do my craft. He loved how natural I do my cuts, and he felt like he was safe coming to me, which I thought was dope. So I'm excited to walk you all through this cut. I'm freestyling this voiceover, so that way, to me, it keeps it more authentic, and I can kind of point out things that I see in that moment, and I'm gonna just teach as I go. Like I said, Alan hasn't had a cut in a while. He's getting a taper fade. Now, whenever I do these type of cuts, if you notice, I like to spread the hair to see the scalp, see the direction that the hair grows in, to see what condition the scalp is in. Is it dry? Is it oily? Either way, I'm gonna cut it, but I want to know what I'm dealing with. Now, with Alan, very beautiful thick texture of hair. I mean, like those roots, man, beautiful curls. They're very silky. Now let's just talk about this process right here. So Alan's gonna get a 2. So right now I'm taking the 3, and what I'm using is I'm using a plastic detachable guard on the lever clipper. And I use that term lever clipper because some clippers don't have a lever. It's more of a detachable blade, but this clipper has a lever. So the reason why is because I want to start that plastic guard because it gives me more range to go from high to low. I can do a 3 open or 3 closed depending on how dense the hair is, and it also allows me to study the scalp and the hair density as I cut it down. Once I get this hair cut down, once I wash it, now I'll use my detachable metal blade to kind of get that desired length. Again, the plastic guard, what it allows me to do is to kind of study as I cut down, see how his hair grows, keep it a little longer, see how those roots react. Again, he hasn't had a haircut in years, so I can't expect his hair to be tamed. So what I have to do is manipulate the hair. And also, usually when clients who've had hair, like if you look right here, he has some thinner spots right there in the corner of his edge up. And I also see right there on the temple of his brain or his head, he has some dandruff, dry scalp. So I have to remember that, okay? And also right here, thinner spots along the edge up. As I'm cutting his hair down, I'm really, really studying. So that way I can know what I'm getting myself into. There's nothing worse than cutting hair down that's been growing for a long time and you don't know what's underneath the scalp. Because again, those years of growth can hide deficiencies, whether it be thin spots like right here, right above the ear, along the temple. Again, I can tell, okay, it's gonna be thinner. Why does that matter? Let's say I'm tapering them up like regular, not acknowledging those thin spots. I could run into a real problem that makes that taper look way higher or way more deformed or not as smooth if I didn't counter or if I didn't fade as though his hair was thin. And we'll talk about some ways to counteract thin spots on the taper area. Also in the front of his scalp, he has a cowlick. Hair grows in multiple directions. And yeah, so that was that. But I'm man, it's dope, man. Fruit from LA. When I wash the scalp, why am I washing? So I want to manipulate the scalp. He's had braids. He's wore his hair in the ponytail, so that means his hair has got his hair from the root has been pulled back, pulled to the side. So he technically has multiple growth patterns. So what I would like to do is to break that down to the hair on top goes to the front, the hair on the side goes at an angle, and the hair in the back goes down. So as I'm washing, what I'm doing is I'm taking the comb and I'm manipulating the hair the way that I want those growth patterns to go. Now, will it all kind of snap back or reform or revert on the first wash and cut? Maybe not, but most likely I can get about 80 to 90% of that reformation on the first pass. So whenever a client comes to me for a transformation, and when you all watch my transformations on YouTube, what I want to happen is this. I want the client, when they leave, to have never looked like they came in with a head full of hair. I want them to look like, okay, this is a regular week at them getting a taper. That's a very hard art to achieve, but if I can achieve that, it's a win, right? So yeah, now I'm using the comb, I'm combing through. Again, I got a lot of the dandruff out. Like I said, along the temple of his cranium, there are some thin spots. Right there along the edge up, they're more noticeable in the front, on the corners. And if you look at my eyes right now, I'm just studying. Now I take my 2-guard and I cut to that desired length after I've manipulated the hair. I'm gonna do a lot of talk in this video. I really wanna teach you all and break down some things. I saw in the comments sometimes when people say a lot of my videos aren't for beginners, and I want to change that, right? I don't want to teach you choppy. I feel like if you go back, like I'm the type, if I'm studying something, whether it be how to rebuild the engine or how to cut action wall or build a playpen in my backyard for my dog, I can watch a video multiple times and take what I need, take notes. So if I'm seeing a lot, which I am, watch it a lot. Study, break down. Now, right here, as I cut down, I'm very careful. I look for thin spots, multiple growth pattern spots, like little things like that. So now for the taper fade, I do a 2-line, 2-section method, a primary line, a secondary line. I'll break it down. I broke it down in every other video, but if it's first time, why not, right? The first line is the primary line. It separates the skin from the hair. It gives you a nice, clean, blunt area. So when I transition this fade, you're not going to see the lines, but you will see the gradient. And if the gradient is even, that's because my line was even, right? The things that you think don't matter really do. Small things. And when you plant the seed, you have to water it and talk to it. Photosynthesis, not going to go to science, but you get my drift. This is the secondary line. This separates the light hair from the dark hair. It also creates the primary section. That primary section is the light section. Now, the first part of fading in this two-line, 2-section method is to blend in the primary line into the primary section. Now, that dark section of hair, that's the secondary section. We'll get to that soon. But if you notice, let's talk about my hand placement and how I use my clipper, right? I'm very light on my handle of the clipper. I don't have to choke them. I'm not aggressive. The clippers are going to clipper, right? They're going to cut. So it's all about angles, and I know where I'm cutting. Right now I'm debulking. I'll talk about debulking a little later. I'm trying to talk about one thing at a time. When you cut, you want to use every part of the clipper, the corner, the blade. And again, I'm going to drop a video specifically on fading and how I do certain methods and break that down. But yeah, so I take my time, and let's go to the debulking now, because I'll come back with a specialty video. So I'm going to take a larger guard, which is a 1.5, on my lever clipper, right? A lever clipper is a clipper that can go, you have multiple notches, you can go up and down. And then another question I get, I'm all over the place, again, Freestyle King. Why don't you tell us what notch you have it on? Because I don't want to teach you how to be a choppy barber. When I see barbers say, right here you go half open, then right here you go half closed, that's not true. And if that is true, then you'll have a choppy cut. You have to be able to transition that lever from open to close with your eye. It's simple as that, because you want a smooth blend. Some things in barbering, that's what makes this an art, is feel. I go off of feel. Now, I would like for you to start with the lever. Let me give you a breakdown, right? Let's just say, like right now, I'm going to start with the lever all the way open because that's safe for me. I know no matter what, I won't take off a lot of hair. Then, okay, I'm going to use my eye. Okay, I didn't take off much hair right there. Let me close it 2 notches. okay, a little bit more. I can actually and see. I read and I gauge from there. Look, what do you see that? Do you see that transition you just saw? That was from lever play. Now I use no guard. So I'm talking a lot because I'm trying to teach a lot and keep up with the video. And again, I'll go over these steps in a more dedicated video to fading. But what you just saw was debulk with the 1.5, debulk with the 1. Now no guard to blend the sections together. Remember, I blend the primary line to the primary section. Then I start to blend the secondary line into the secondary section. Now I'm taking the secondary line away so that the primary section and the secondary section all become one. You're gonna get, again, just watch. Like, it might sound like I said a lot, because I did, but it all makes sense. Just watch it and listen a few times. Like, I've given you all a dictionary on everything you need to blend and fade. Great. I mean, I believe, right? Let's talk about hand placement, because I'm gonna just keep jumping. Hand placement. When you see me take the hand with the comb and put my thumb on his head and stretch, what I'm doing is creating a larger workspace. When you stretch the skin, you're making a larger workspace, and you're also tightening the skin, which in turn gives it tightens the scalp so that the clipper can glide through easier. See right here, you see how I'm not using the whole clipper, I'm using more of the corner. Take what you need from that. Now, this is important right here. I'm going to talk about how to blend thin spots, because the method on the side is the same as the back. Now, let's just say if I wasn't studying and I applied the same amount of pressure in the thin parts of Alan's scalp that I did to the more dense parts. That means this lighter area be really light. And when it's time for me to fade Alan's hair, I would fade it like regular, and I wouldn't take for account that, hey, if I went too high with this primary line, now the fade, he wants a low ball taper. But if I didn't notice or pay attention to Alan's thin spots, then I would blend each section the same, and then the fade would look off, because if you look right there below my thumb, it's less dense. So what I do is I'll apply more pressure to the more dense area, and on the lighter area I'm so light because it's already technically faded, if that makes sense. I'm gonna study a way to articulate that better to you, because I really want to break that down. And again, I'll go over these points more in the dedicated fade video. But it's really, again, like scalp manipulation, hair manipulation, hair studying density, thickness. Density is how much hair per inch it is. And yeah, so okay, right here. So now I'm debulking. Very important. Make sure you debulk behind that ear. There's nothing worse than a really, really good taper, but right behind the ear is still bulky. You didn't transition that smoothly. Now, with Alan having dense hair, what I do is, see how I debulk a little higher, and I debulk more on those thicker areas. Okay? Again, like, look, I'm talking a lot. I'm 13 minutes in here talking, I think, but I don't want to cheat you, even though this is for free. You know, if you want to donate something, you can. Or when I drop this new shaving gel that I'm working on, you can donate. But even though it's free, I don't want to cheat you. I've never half-assed anything in my life. So just as much as I take my craft serious, I take my ability to teach and help serious too. So if you all have any questions, let me know. But yeah, so how was y'all day? I'm just playing. But seriously, just watch. I take my time, and I know my method is valuable. So when I do it, it gives me, and another thing in life, right? Confidence. You take confidence from your assurance in what you're doing is working. Confidence is really 90% of the battle. A lot of people have skills, but if you don't believe that you have skills, you won't execute like you have skills. It's the same thing in a relationship. It's the same thing in sports. It's the same thing when you're parenting. Anything you do in your life, you have to have a certain level of confidence. So my confidence comes from me doing this for so many years and knowing that this method is the one for me, and I really believe that it can help you too. So I'm gonna be quiet now. I'm gonna be back when it's time for the edge up, which is in a few minutes, because I done talked a lot anyway. It's been a while. Look at that, smooth. Couldn't leave. I talked so much that you're still here. Now, why am I doing this shaving, this hot lather? Because hot foam or anything hot swells the cuticles. The cuticle is the outlet of hair. You got the cuticle, the medulla, and the cortex. Now what I want to do is I want to manipulate the scalp, so I need that hair to lay down. Also, it's really good when I use my razor on the edge up. The softer the cuticle is, the softer that hair shaft is, the easier it is for my razor to glide. I'll leave it on for about 15 seconds, let the hair lay down, manipulate it, yada, yada, yada. I'll be back, and voila, I'm gonna take a talk break. All right, so after I lay the hair down, I come back because I'm not perfect. So when I get the hair to lay to his desired length and styled, I want to find the deficiencies because he is going to brush his hair, comb his hair, put a do-rag on. Oh, shout out, that's my new shave gel. This is a sample pack. It's coming out and it's going to go crazy. Thick, see-through, has healthy agents, and I'm gonna describe more. I don't want to say too much before I drop it because I don't want y'all to steal it in the end. But I'm telling you, this shave gel is different. It's a difference maker. I went to a custom laboratory, met with some biologists, some chemists, some biologists, and we really came up with a custom formula from scratch. No cookie cutter stuff. Look at that. I mean, I don't apply a lot, and it works so smooth, y'all. I should be dropping it by the end of the year. I'm super excited about it. It works so smooth. Look at that. Like, I'm not applying a lot of pressure, not applying a lot of gel. Oh, it's gonna work so well. I'll give more details because we still tweaking and working on some things. But it has healthy preservative agents, which you know how when you put the stuff on the shelf, nothing detrimental to the skin, no causing irritation. I'm super excited. I'll talk about the blah 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 later. But yeah, so I'm gonna edge them up. Put a nice curve on them. So again, another thing I want you to notice, again, my offhand is still in use. I'm stretching the skin. Look at that, smooth, not even a lot of pressure applied. And I'm using the offhand to stretch the skin. The tighter the skin, the easier it is for the razor to glide, which in turn makes your job easier. No snagging, no pulling, no causing irritation. And yeah, so on this edge up again, he has thinner spots and thicker spots. You see how I counter that? Oh, I forgot to tell you. How I counter these thin spots is debulking. I debulk certain areas, those really dense areas on the edge up. I use my razor and comb. I'll debulk the thickness off of it. And then boom, look at that. Slat, slat. That's that crunch sound you make. I love that sound. Use the comb, take my time, perfect the art. Y'all watch, I'll be back. Take care. Alright, so for the back, I use my comb. And if you notice, I use my comb the whole haircut. And that's because comb keeps the hair in its natural growth pattern. When you brush your hair, it lays the hair down. It clumps it together. That's how waves are formed. That's how wavers use brushes. And I don't want to clump his hair. I want his hair to lay in its growth pattern so that way I can get a nice, clean, even cut. So with the back, what I do is keep it nice and natural. I find out where the hair grows thickest at. So that way when it grows back, it doesn't look crazy. And I follow that line. I contour all the way around the head. So, yeah. And that's that. Be back in a sec. All right. So, after I edge them up, I let the gel soak into the skin, soak into the scalp. Again, it's nice, clean, natural. and then I come back, and now I just get the overhang. I clean it up. If you notice, look at the gel. It didn't leave his skin dry. No alcohol in the gel. Just really clean for the skin. And I come back, and I just trace over the edge up. What I'm doing now is I'm getting those little hairs, I'm cutting against the grain, and I'm just giving it a nice clean. It makes the edge up last longer. Give it a nice clean finish, and I'll come back and I'll do the same thing on the other side. Be back in a little bit, you all. All right, so look, don't get mad at me. I thought I was recording when I was doing the beard, but I wasn't. So this video, I couldn't give you the full beard video, but I promise on one of these next ones, I will, okay? Now that we got that out the way, I think y'all forgave me, let's move on, right? We're not gonna harbor on old things. Clean up again, cut it down, shape my guy up, get him fresh. Again, it's been years. He flew from Cali for this. I want y'all to see his reaction, and then in the comments, give me y'all reaction. Rate it 1 to 10. I put myself out there like that, right? How do you rate this haircut, knowing he flew from California? He spent his hard-earned money. I'm still gonna shape that beard up though. Gotta get them scragglies. Yeah, and he put his trust in me. He put his life, his proverbial hair life, in my hands, right? How did I do? What would you fly from another state, 900 miles plus away, to get a haircut from me? Let me know. Would you want to come fly to learn from me? That might be something I offer in the future. Let me know. I love teaching. I don't know. I think it's about time for me to step from behind this chair and let one of y'all take over. You know what I'm saying? But hope you enjoyed this haircut. Let's get my guy's reaction, and then you let me know what you think in the comments. Take care, like, subscribe, share. That shave gel coming soon. Go check out my website, GameChangerCosmetics.com. Subscribe to stay updated and stay tuned. I got blogs coming out. And yes, I'm just talking, man. I'm freestyle king, you know what I'm saying? You hear me freestyle with a beat? Take care.
Honestly, I haven't seen anybody with a fresh cut in a while, you know.
All right, here we go. Here we go, man. You ready?
Yeah.
You like shit, I got no choice, right?
Yeah, this is it.
Got a plane to catch. I can't be here forever. Now I gotta make sure the mirror extra clean and shit, man. Here we go.
Wow.
You like it?
Yeah, man. I haven't seen myself like this in a while.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
You know them comments gonna go crazy.
Hmm?
And the comments gonna go crazy. Let me see. I get somebody gonna say something like, he came in homeless and he leaving like a snack, or what's this shit out there? Oh man, no, bro, the comments do well. But you good?
I'm great, man.
Didn't change anything? How I feel, man? How I do? 1 to 10. 1 to 10.
25, man.
I take it to.
Why
not, right?
Yeah, gotta give you some credit, man.
Yeah, I'll take it, man.
You're doing a lot. You surpassed, but I
appreciate it, man.
wouldn't have came here if I didn't think you was gonna do a 10.
Crazy story, right? So